is Annette with Sun to Shine Astrology, and we are here to talk about the lunar eclipse in Capricorn that is happening today. We just need to welcome this experience. We need to let go of what no longer serves us so that we can make room for new energy. I just want to start by saying that this is a moon that deals a lot with the power that you have to change your life. And we have been deceived into believing that we don't have power, that an elusive 1% has power over us, and it does not. I want you to know that you have every choice in your life to change your circumstance and to take the power back in your life. Today we're going to be releasing toxicity from our lives, the things that tell us in our mind that we do not have power over our physical realm. Because as you know, we can stand up together and take back the power cumulatively if we have to. This is a choice that all of us have to make. It's a difficult choice. And it's something that we are being challenged to do right now. In the past, we had antiquated and simple-minded laws and rules that regulated us. We're no longer bound by those mentalities, as we're not controlled by rigid and shallow thinking. Now, we're enlightened and we're free to make our own decisions. And we have the internet, and we have multimedia devices, and we have platforms at our disposal to join together to take back our power in things where we were once powerless. Know that this is also on a very, very intimate and personal level as well, where we are releasing old stories in our lives that told us that we needed to have some authority figure over us delegate our choices because we could not make choices on our own. We're not bound to that anymore. Now, we're restoring power where it should be and breaking down systems that no longer serve us as a whole, as a society. This is a big, big story, and one that won't start today, but one that is currently happening and will continue to create a ripple effect that will change everything. On a personal level, this is a time where you get to look at yourself and you get to ask yourself, where have I lost power in my life? What happened to make me believe that I don't have the power to change my life? Yes, it's going to be a difficult road, and yes, it's going to be a climb, and it can seem perilous and sometimes daunting and almost impossible. But just know that you and I have the ability to lift each other up, to keep pushing each other, to hold each other, to motivate each other, to simplify this journey and to not make it about things in the material realm, but about the good for all, about what's good for humanity, about what's good for all of us. Because if just one of us realizes that we have the power to make choices, imagine what it would be like if all of us understood that we have that same power on a cumulative level. This is a magical time, but it's also a discouraging time, a heartbreaking time, and a restless time where people are frustrated and they're angry and they're lost because every single comfort zone they've ever known to be normal by societal means is being challenged right now. I want you to know that everybody understands that on some level, it's time. The time is up for people, a 1%, to run things and to rule things and to control us by money and poverty and limitations and suppressing us and not letting us grow and thrive and be equal. The only way that people have control over us is to suppress us, is to make us believe that we don't have any control over our circumstances. Right now can be difficult to understand that you are at one of the most pivotal times in history, that all of us are going to understand that we have the power to come together and not be a divided entity any longer. Do you understand the reason why division is created? Is so that we can be suppressed, so that we can feel weak, so that we can feel hopeless. Now, because of the energy of the universe, we're being informed that that is not so, that there is fake information out there, that there are fake stories, that there are hidden agendas, and that there are two sides to what we believe in. You know, it's been difficult and heartbreaking to watch everybody get sick and to watch people not understand that compassion is the only thing that is going to get us through this time. And that's compassion for one another. We are no longer going to be a time where it is about ourselves, in it for ourselves. You know, we've been selfish for a very long time, and we have been a very ego-driven society. We need to release that, because as you can see, we're killing our planet, killing each other, we're hurting each other. There's nothing good that can come from where we're at right now, which is why the universe has lovingly been guiding us down a different path. It doesn't feel like love. It feels like nothing is the same again, and that we don't know how we're going to get through this. But if it's one thing that I understand wholeheartedly about where we're at right now, is that this is time that is meant to happen. Because if we don't change something bad is going to happen. And so we're being guided lovingly down a different road. And we are all understanding that if we come together, we can make changes at the highest level, on levels that we didn't know we could. We can band together as a world. We saw that in Black Lives Matter. It mattered to a world. And it started in the United States. Do you understand? That is powerful. And if we understand that we can take that into every level of our lives, that if we don't like, you know, a planet that is not green, we can band together as human beings through the internet and do the same thing. This should be done in a very loving and peaceful way, as we are creating karma. So if we do bad things, we get bad karma. And if we do things, we get great karma. That's what this story is all about. That is what a lunar eclipse in Capricorn is all about. Power and control. It's also about being empowered and having a lot of self-control. And it is about creating structure and laws and rules and regulation that don't take away or suppress the power of others. I want you to know that it's painful and it's been difficult, and all of us have had to wrestle with very big things in our lives. And at its most simplistic level, it's been a survival check for us. But that is what happens when you have a conjunction between Saturn and Jupiter, and you have a lunar eclipse in Capricorn conjuncted with Jupiter. These things are big and they're very consequential. And so you must understand that you're part of a very big picture, and that each and every one of you can cause a ripple effect that will change everything. Please know that you are part of a very, very big story. So you can't possibly think of just yourself right now, even though instinctually that's what we programmed to believe to do. We now understand that we can get together and we can change history. We are breaking down oppressive history right now. We are removing monuments that have been part of this history of sadness. Understand that we have to do this in a way that creates a positive change and a positive ripple. We want to change things, and we want to make a difference in something that can create harmony and balance and love and peace. And I hope that you want to be a part of that beautiful movement that we're going to have, this stunning time. I do find it difficult, much like you guys probably do, to know and see as much as we see and know. I do wish for days to be blissfully ignorant, but I do see what's coming, and I do know that this needs to come, and changes need to be made, and we all need to be part of that change. Sometimes we create comfort zones in really, really negative spaces, and chaos can be our comfort zone because it's all we know. But understand, on a simplistic level, none of that makes any difference. Because as we have actually simplified things down to a lockdown status, all of us has understood that the basic needs cannot be met by government, and that we need to make changes to protect ourselves, so that if something bad were to happen ever again, there are rules and laws and regulations in place that will make everybody safe and everybody attended to. Now that would be a sun in Cancer, nurturing, loving sun in Cancer. It's all this love, and make sure everybody is safe and their homes are safe and their families are safe. That energy is opposite of a lunar eclipse in Capricorn, which means that's rules and laws and governments and regulations trying to make our families safe. Do they really care about our families? I mean, I'm sure they do on some level, but do they care about our families like we care about our families? Which is why the sun, our center is impacted. Our souls are impacted by this experience. And the opposition to that is the government and rules and politics and laws and structures and things that govern us. They're opposite of this energy right now, which means that we have a difficult road ahead, because as you know, an eclipse means we're eclipsing out something, and we're making room for something. So something has to end. It has to stop for us to make room for that new energy to come in. Now we will have 2 new moons in Cancer. What that means is that we have 2 new moons in home and family. And we are all analyzing exactly what that means to us. And as we all personally get engaged in this on a very intimate level, as it zeroes in and centers in on our soul, of course it makes us all rally and want to change all of the things that makes us feel powerless in these situations. I want you to know that you're part of a big picture, and we've been in this cycle for a very, very long time. Saturn is releasing us from that cycle, and when there is a release, there is a resistance to that release because it's a structure, it's a rule, it's a regulation, it's a way to control us. Well, how scary is it when we know that we can take all that control back? What are we going to do with all that control? Hopefully, we are going to do something beautiful with that. Because we know what it's like to have people abuse that power. And I hope you're part of the solution, and that you can band together with a bunch of people who want a peaceful resolution to a problem that has been a very sick part of our human experience. And I want you guys to understand that this isn't going to feel great. It's an uneasy feeling because, if you've got a sun in Cancer, it's a fearful time. It's an emotional time, very, very emotionally charged time. And it's a time that threatens our comfort zones, which can make us much more defensive and irrational than we normally would be. So if we know all of this, instead of fighting and pushing things and trying to take back control in a militaristic way and trying to overpower others, and those are all the negative things that can come out of this energy from this lunar eclipse. What can come out of this in a much more uplifting, positive way is to pursue these things and have that goal and never take your eyes off of it and continue peacefully to go up against things that you want to change and change them in the long run. Sure, taking back a temporary control and making a temporary change, okay, that can make you feel an immediate gratification. It doesn't create a long-term resolution to things that have to change. I just hope that you can be part of that beautiful time frame. I want you to be part of the solution. I want you to understand that there's a lot of people out there who knows how difficult this time frame is, and I just want to extend my love and my compassion for what everybody's going through. I want you to know that you have the more power than you think you do, and you have equal power to abuse that newfound personal power that you're finding. You don't want to be part of the problem. You don't want to be what you're fighting against. Two wrongs don't make a right. What you want to be is somebody who can think outside of the box and who can come up with solutions that will create long-lasting change. Because inevitably, that's what you're looking at when you're dealing with Jupiter and Capricorn and Saturn. We're trying to release ourselves from oppression forever. Anyhow, I wish you guys tons of love, and I wish you guys just have a way that you can find some peace right now. If it's going out in nature, simplifying your life, turning off the media. I cannot tell you, just turn it off and let go of the monkey mind a little bit in this energy. I hope you guys have a wonderful evening. Thank you for listening.